Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Gaming with Shoggoths, and we are going to go over the new quote-unquote minor update number 1 for Prehistoric Kingdom Early Access. And the reason why I say quote-unquote minor is because while it is a small update and nothing like really huge, no new dinosaurs, no entire new biomes or anything like that has been released in this update, it does have some really excellent fixes and additions and such. So to me, it feels more like a medium style update. You know, it's not a major update to the game, but I think calling it a minor update is sort of insulting to the update. But anyways, so the first part of the update is that the feeder system has been fully implemented. Well, okay, I hesitate to say fully. Let's not say fully, but you know, the feeder system has kind of been flushed out even more. As you can see, I have a pile of grubs and such here, some other bugs and things like that, worms. This is the insect feeder. You will now get notifications when your feeders run empty, and they will actually run empty. So the way, you know, it'll give you your little notifications up here now, over here in the top left corner where that red bell is with little numbers. And it'll tell you what's running low as far as your general food stock. If you click on any one of them, it'll bring you to this menu, and it will tell you like what you've got going on. In order to refill them, you just select the ones you want to refill. You can refill 10 at a time on each one. Click right down there below it and it will make your order. So that's how you keep like your general park stock full, and then you can just refill your feeders as needed. Like I just put the insect there one to show you this is all of the options are now available: plants, fruit, meat. Fish is the new one that's been added. And then insects have been added, so we're just going to put it back here. Every time I click that, it cost me 1 refill. But, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. This is not a save that I'm keeping. That's why I'm doing it over here. You can change the look of your feeder. That's the basic one. There's a wood one now, and a stone one. And if you're in sandbox mode and you're paying less attention to these sorts of things or don't want to be notified, you can just clear your notifications here once you've taken care of them, or if you just don't want to deal with them. And you can also unselect so you get less notifications. So the next part of the update that I think is probably one of the more anticipated parts of the update. I know I was looking forward to it because, you know, I build these kinds of enclosures. None of that is considered fencing. None of that is, if you're wondering, all those little exclamation points are feeders that need to be filled. That's what's going on there. But, you know, none of this is fencing. This is all an enclosure that's made with rocks and different modular pieces and the buildings as walls and such. So when you have something like that, the game doesn't consider that a closed habitat. And you can tell because it thinks that all these dinosaurs, or actually neither of these are dinosaurs, these prehistoric creatures are loose. It's not contained. So the way you solve that now is to use a habitat marker like this. As you can see, it's completely invisible unless you are clicking on it, or unless you go to build, and then the marker will show up so you can see, you know, like where it is in reference to whatever you're trying to build. And this makes it so that the game recognizes that this space within the habitat, or within the lines, is the habitat. And then you would go and you know, you can use normal fences along the line. You can use normal fences, you can use buildings, you can use trees, you can use anything that'll make a solid barrier around your enclosure in order to make it, you know, the enclosure that you want it to look like, but without having to worry about it not actually accepting it as an enclosure and thinking your creatures are, you know, running amok. The way you put this out is you just go into fences, and it's right there at the top, and then you can build it in whichever shape you want. And let's see, for illustration purposes, let's see if this, I'm not like, let's see. Okay, so if we take one of these, oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, see, it's telling you this is an acceptable enclosure to put the creature in. and so is this, because it is now a contained area. These barriers, and it's about to happen, are not walls. They are not walls. Your dinosaurs will walk out of them, and then once they're outside of them, like that, they'll be considered an uncontained creature. You do still need to put your fences, your buildings, your rocks, your whatever to make an enclosure, but this way the game will recognize that area as an enclosure. As far as I know, I haven't tried it yet, but as far as I know, you can build the area and then put your fence around it, and everything should be fine for that as well. So yeah, that is the cool new barrier or marker, fence marker. All right, the next part of this update is the addition of 2 different hatchery sizes. This big one right here is the default one, and it, you know, it's the one that we've had this whole time. You can hatch any creature from it. I don't think anything has changed as far as like now that there's these little ones. I believe that you can still hatch little creatures from the big one. But if you are trying to hatch from these, it will require you to only do the small or the medium-sized creatures that come out of them. I think that's really cool. Like, if nothing else, it's really cool on like a visual, you know. I think it'd be neat that you can have like for the Cetoxaurs or the Protoceratops, you know, this could actually be part of your enclosure, your building, your whatever, you know, and you can actually have it be like part of the habitat, part of the areas where you could see the, you know, the place where the dinosaurs are hatched or whatever. Like, that'd be really cool without having this ginormous building right there. So I think, you know, that'll be helpful. Let's see. So if you go, open nursery menu. Okay, yeah, now, okay. See, when I first opened the game after the update, I saw all these stars and I was wondering what that meant, and now I know. It means that you can hatch that creature from that hatchery that you selected. And before, I only had the one big hatchery, so every time I went in here, it had a star for everything. So yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So if you see a star, then you can hatch it from that hatchery. So I'm guessing like these guys are probably mediums, and then these guys are, you know, your big theropods, your big sauropods, and all this stuff will be from the largest. Oh yeah, you can actually do the Smilodon and the Coelodonta from it too. Cool. Yeah. All right. So that's cool. That's the new hatchery update. It's pretty neat. All right, the next part of the update to the kind of like gameplay stuff, although this isn't specifically gameplay, but I guess we'll lump it in with that. They've added a dedicated like bug report menu now. You go to the bug report just like you normally would in the menu, you hit bug report, and now there's this, you can add a picture. You don't have to go to the other website. It's in-house now. So you can add a picture, description, your issue, all that kind of stuff, and send your report from the UI of the game instead of having going to an external website now. So that is also cool and helpful, and those are pretty much the big things that have changed for like the gameplay, how you do certain things in the game, how you handle your habitats and your creature creation. And now we're going to go on to what honestly is my favorite part of the update, which is all the new decorations. Look at this. This is exactly, oh, we got all those feeder alerts, but this is exactly what I was talking about. Just, I mean, honestly, like days ago, I think in my last Prehistoric Kingdom video, this is the kind of stuff I was talking about really wanting. This stuff will make making signs, because, you know, you can resize it down to tiny, but this stuff will make making signs and stuff like that, like so much cooler in my opinion, like for me and my interest in making signs. For this part, we've got 24 silhouettes picked from various creatures that are already in the game, as well as a few of the plants and trees. I almost all, not every single one, but most of the creatures that are in this game have a silhouette now, and that's really, really cool. Like, these will be great for making signs, for making decorations, for doing, I mean, you could do endless amounts of things on buildings, walls, the ground, you know, everything. And it's just going to make everything look a lot more, you know, more unique. We'll be able to add more flair to our parks. As you can see, you can do them in any color you like. They start as the default, like white, but you can make them any color you want. You can make them thicker or thinner. You can't really make them thinner than they are, but you can make them thicker. And, you know, we were some people, myself included, were making these kind of silhouettes from the statues that we had, but they didn't look, I mean, they looked all right, but these look way better. Like, these look way better, and I'm so excited. We've got everything from the Brachiosaur to the T-Rex, plus a bunch of creatures that didn't have any decorations for them, and I'm just super excited about this. Like, this to me is the best part of the update. Like, everything else is cool, but this is my favorite part of the update. Is just all these decorations, in addition to all these beautiful silhouettes. We've got topiaries, which was one of those things, I think in a video I mentioned that would be really cool to have this kind of stuff. And I was specifically saying hedge bushes, and then lo and behold, here we go. I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that they listened to me specifically, but I feel like I read their collective minds of things to come when they were originally talking about the update, and they said there would be hedge bushes and stuff like that. I was so happy. I mean, obviously this is a very basic little design, but I just slapped it together real quick. It's got like a Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland hedge maze kind of look going on. There are 4 hedge maze pieces and 2 plants. You've got the arch, you've got a little square for corners, which you can kind of see that I've used here, right here. I'm sorry, I think I have my cursor hidden, but this plant right here, this corner is that, while we have the curve on the other side. But yeah, so we've got the arch, the little square, the curve, and the straight piece, and you can make hedge maze type things really easily, plus 2 nicely manicured little bushes, and then all of these wonderful little dinosaurs. We've got a T-Rex. I mean, I guess that could be an acro too, but I think it's a T-Rex. I think it said T-Rex when I placed it. We've got our Smilodon, our woolly mammoth, a Lambeosaurus, a little raptor with, look at those cute little, oh, look at that. Look at those cute, that tail, beautiful tail, little raptor with a tail. It kind of looks like a Camarasaurus, but I think it was listed as a Brachiosaurus. And then a Stego. All beautiful, beautiful bush, topiary, sculpted bushes, and I'm so excited about it. Like, you have no idea. And that's not even all. I think total they said something around 50, maybe plus or minus a few pieces have been added. So you got all these, all that, plus you've got all this stuff over here. Lots of new tropical decorations have been added. We've got some new beams that look like they have, you know, their paint is wearing off, and some new arches as well. We've got some pots and some pottery. These are like decorative. And these 3 right here are actual trash cans. That's what they're in there for. Whereas those are meant more for decoration. These will be really cool for putting some plants in. Very excited about that. I like this one with the footprints on it. That's really cool. These are all considered tropical designs. And then 2 new tropical benches. I like this. This is pretty cool. This would also be good as like a pedestal for like decorations and stuff like that. But yeah, but that is under a bench. If you're looking for it, it's it's with the benches. We've also got 3 tropical doors, 3 tropical windows, 2 masks, this bull mask and this ceratopsian mask, and then like a Lambeosaurus statue with some crazy eyes. Oops, look at that. Those are really cool. I like them. And then some tropical, we got 3 tropical banners that are vertical, 2 that are horizontal, and these triangles are actually tarps. I just put them there for illustration purposes so you can see them. These are actually tarps. You can kind of see where they would quote unquote clip on if they were real tarps. And then back here we've got a few more things. These are the different designs again, so you can see them all next to each other. We've got stone, wood, and the original metal. And then one of the things they have done improvements to is the chain link mesh. As you can, I'm sure if you've been seeing videos, you can already tell. Like, the view through it is so much better. It also looks a lot better just there, you know, as a piece. It sometimes I found that like it would look very like duplicated almost, even if it wasn't duplicated, it would look like there were multiple pieces there, like sort of overlapping each other, and they seem to have gotten rid of that, so it looks really good. Kind of makes a clearer view for your guests. And then they added an arch, a bent piece. And this just made, like, when I saw that, I just like was like, yay! It made me very excited. I was very happy about that. And then our final little thing for the decorations and additions is some Tiki Torches, which is really funny because I just sort of made my own Tiki Torch in the game, and it wasn't the greatest thing ever. I'm really happy to see these, but I used it for a video that I was going to post like today or tomorrow until the update came out, and now that the update's out and I've got these cool little Tiki Torches, I think I'm going to maybe redo a part of that video and make some changes to that thing before I post that video. But that'll be here soon. There's 3 kinds. They're in the lighting section. They do not come with the fire in them. You do have to put the fire in yourself. But these are also quite excellent. Put the lights down and you can see, and they look really good with the fire in them. I'm so excited about these silhouettes. You have no idea. This changes everything for me. And the topiaries. Oh, I'm just so excited. I love it. It's so good. So happy about all of this. Then see, this is what I mean. Like it's called a minor update, but I feel so good about this. Like, if I'm being perfectly honest, I feel better about this update than I do about the Jurassic World Dominion update that just came out, which is a bummer because, you know, I actually had to spend money on that. This is a free update. Well, I mean, it's early access, so all the updates are going to free. There's no DLCs. It's all just updates to the game. But yeah, really, really excited about this update. Okay, so that's all the stuff that I can really kind of show you visually. We're just going to run through some of the other things real quick that have changed. Let's see. I'm not going to read everything because there are a bunch of little fixes and bug fixes and stuff like that. But some of the things that, you know, I find to be really good for everyone. Drososaurus and Coelodonta have gotten grazing updates, so that's nice. Crashes during saving should no longer corrupt that save. That's good. That is something I was having a big problem with, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of had to I know that, like, I was really busy with stuff and then all my family stuff happened, but I was working on, you know, the park in between all that stuff, and I kept having the autosave would, like, crash my game, and it would corrupt the save file that it just autosaved, and it was terrible. It was really bad, and it was really, like, stressing me out, so I stopped playing for a little bit. It seemed to get better for me, and I started saving more often, but it would still happen. But now it's actually been fixed, and I haven't had the issue since I updated, so that's great. They've added save failure notifications, so that way you will know if something has gone wrong. Animals that you have in your nursery that have been bred but not released will not be saved and loaded. Mini aviary settings and animals now carry over saves. That was another thing that we were having problems with, is the, you know, like our Microraptors and the decorations in the enclosures for the Microraptors and the Archaeopteryx were, like, disappearing. Every time you loaded your save, you know, if you wanted to see the creatures, you'd have to put them in there again. So that's really cool that is fixed, because that was annoying, and that's been around for a while. That's been around since, like, alpha. So I'm glad that finally got fixed. Oh yeah, this one's huge. This one is so huge. It's like minor, but it's so huge. Your foliage is now, here, we'll do this, is now categorized by biome, and that is the best thing ever, because now you can just go to it and find the one you want to use, and it makes me so happy. Before it was a pain because you'd have to go to, like, the biome, you know, brush setting, see which plants were in there if you want to get, like, perfect biome representation, and then go and find the plants in alphabetical order. So I could not be happier. This is another huge, in my opinion, update, is that the plants are now separated by your biome. For performance reasons, we've switched to a completely new weather sky rendering solution, which should be easier to render while providing a higher graphic fidelity. And I'm on, like, a medium style machine. It's not super, you know, bare baseline kind of a machine, but it's not top of the line either. And I do have to say that even just in moving around like this, you know, like the way the game handles is so much better. Everything looks good, nothing blurs or gets weird, and everything, you know, I mean, I still got like weird lighting reflections like that, but I don't really even know if it's the game or my computer that's the cause of that. Like graphically, improvement, like it's not foggy, it's not grainy, it looks a lot better. It's never gonna look perfect on my computer until I upgrade the graphics card, which I might be doing soonish. That's really the only thing that's lagging. I need a little more RAM, but the big thing is just my graphics card. But I mean, I have to say this is well improved from the last time I played, which was like 4 or 5 days ago. Whether or not that's going to translate over to the video you see, I don't know, but let me tell you, from what I'm seeing right now, everything is looking a lot better. So that is also another excellent part of the update. And of course, there are a bunch of little different bugs, a lot of which I wasn't really experiencing, which is you know, always good. I'm always appreciative when I'm not experiencing a bug, but still sympathetic to everyone else who is. So, as always, you can find all of the entire list of the fixes from the game over on the Prehistoric Kingdom website or on the Steam page. And yeah, I am so excited. I just got back from being out of town for the weekend. Like, I basically ran in the door, threw all my stuff down, and immediately wanted to make this video. And once I get this video like rendering and going and getting up to YouTube, I'm gonna you know, I'm going to unpack everything, which thankfully isn't too much because it was the weekend, and then I'm going to probably play and do some editing, maybe a little bit of updating here and there throughout the park, and yeah, getting a new video out. I'm also working on a couple park ideas for Jurassic World Evolution 2 as well, with the new bios and stuff, so there should be some videos coming, provided I don't just get totally waylaid by work. So yeah, thank you as always for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will be back with more Prehistoric Kingdom real soon. Until then, have a good one.